the Dallas Cowboys are just about to make a massive trade. So we're going to be going through that and 3 other stories in today's video. So make sure to like this video, and if you want more Dallas Cowboys news content like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hitting that red button down below. So the first story we're going to be talking about is the proposed trade that has the Cowboys swap receiver for $140 million 6-time Pro Bowler. Now, the Dallas Cowboys continue to be mentioned as a potential fit to pull off a blockbuster trade with Las Vegas Raiders for star receiver Davante Adams. There have been conflicting reports on just how interested the Cowboys are in Adams. If Dallas does get aggressive in potentially landing Adams, what would the price be for a 6-time Pro Bowl receiver? The athletic John Mahota put together a trade pitch for Adams that has the Cowboys acquiring the star for a 2025 third-round pick and wide receiver Jalen Brooks. The Raiders will likely have better offers, but it's difficult for the Cowboys to give up much more in terms of future draft picks, Mahota wrote in an October 2, 2024 story titled Davante Adams Trade Proposals. Now, they recently made Dak Prescott the league's highest paid player and receiver CeeDee Lamb the second highest paid non-quarterback. They plan to eventually sign Micah Parsons to a deal that will likely make him the NFL's highest paid non-quarterback. The Cowboys have bigger areas of concern, like along the defensive line and a running back, but there is something about receivers like that has always intrigued owner/GM Jerry Jones. He has hit on draft picks like Dez Bryant and Lamb, but he has also been willing to do whatever is needed to add big play veterans, Mahota continued. Now, he traded 2 first-round picks for Joey Galloway in 2000, he signed Terrell Owens in 2006, he traded 1st, 3rd, and 6th round picks for Roy Williams in 2008, and he traded a 1st-round pick for Amari Cooper in 2018. Now, one of the main roadblocks to the Cowboys acquiring Adams is his sizable 5-year, $140 million contract. Beyond this season, Adams still has an additional 2 seasons remaining on his deal. Adam has a $25.3 million cap hit and $16.8 million salary for 2024. As for Dallas, the trade rumors linking to a franchise to Adams intensified when the Athletic's Diana Rossini reported that the Cowboys were monitoring a potential trade for the playmaker. Now, on top of this, the Jets and Cowboys are among the many teams monitoring the Davante Adams situation, and Rossini detailed in an October 2 message on X, both have checked in with the Raiders. I'm told at this point that Vegas is in no rush to make a move until a team reaches their asking price, but Adams wants out ASAP. NFL's network Jane Slater was among those who later reported that Dallas was not interested in acquiring Adams. The league insider cited the financial implications as a major factor for the Cowboys' reluctance. HC Mike McCarthy was asked about Davante Adams, speak of his respect for him as a player doesn't get into talks or player acquisitions. Slater said in an October 2 message on X, internally I'm told the Cowboys aren't in on Adams, don't have the money, and more importantly draft capital next year more important than ever. The Cowboys are short-handed at wide receiver behind CeeDee Lamb with Brandon Cooks on injured reserve. Jalen Tolbert is coming off a career game against the Pittsburgh Steelers, notching 7 catches for 87 yards along with a game-winning touchdown reception. Adams' financials make it hard to imagine the Cowboys will be aggressive enough to land Adams. So week 6 is almost here, and we got our money on the Dallas Cowboys beating the Detroit Lions, and we do this through BetUS. Now, it is one of my favorite platforms, and when it comes to BetUS, they have a 150% bonus on your first deposit and then 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000 with code YouTube150. Now, we are going to be putting $100 on this game. I definitely like Dallas Cowboys being the Detroit Lions. I got my money on it. Potential win out is 142, and we are going to be confirming it just like that. And that's how easy it is to bet with BetUS. Now, like I mentioned before, guys, definitely go check them out. 150% bonus on your first deposit, and then 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000 with code YouTube150. So definitely go check them out. The second story is that Cowboys RB sends strong message after breakout game. Now, Sunday night's win was the first in his injury-plagued Cowboys career that running back Rico Dowdle truly got the opportunity to carry a heavy load for Dallas. He carried 20 times, the most of in his career, for 87 yards, and added 2 catches for 27 yards and a touchdown to put together the best game a Cowboys running back has had all season. It was also the best game of Dowdle's 5-year career. His previous high had been 79 yards rushing on 12 carries last November against the Giants. Totals that represented not only his most yardage, but also the most carries he's had. Dowdle has shown the appearance of being a rhythm runner, meaning he needs to get a significant number of carries to find his groove and succeed. He never really had that in Dallas, first playing behind Ezekiel Elliott, then behind Tony Pollard. He had it on Sunday in Dallas's 2017 win over the Steelers. His message for the Cowboys coaching staff: keep feeding me the ball. It felt good. It was just like I said the whole time. It's just about finding that rhythm, Dowdle said via the Cowboys website. We stuck with it. The linemen were making holes and we were able to pound it down against a good Pittsburgh defense. Dowdle could, in the end, be the answer for a Cowboys running game that entered Week 5 as a worst in the NFL, ranking 32nd in yards gained. They gained 109 yards, their only 100-yard game since Week 1, and in the win over the Steelers, had a move, however slight, up the rushing yards chart to 31st. Now, baby steps, but the Cowboys may have found something in Dowdle that they have been lacking: a reliable, every down option they can give the ball to, allowing them to limit the touches for veteran Ezekiel Elliott, who struggled this season in returning to Dallas after spending last season with the Patriots. The Cowboys let Pollard walk in free agency last winter, and after they did not draft a running back in April, they signed Elliott and committed to a committee approach for 2024. But Dowdle had established himself as an option to be the team's lead back, and with veteran Dalvin Cook on the practice squad and eager to be called up, the team may be ready to juggle its committee. Dowdle nearly did blow the entire affair for the Cowboys late in the final game, winning drive with 35 seconds to play and the Cowboys trailing 17-13 in a second and goal situation from Pittsburgh 1-yard line. Dowdle attempted to score on a dive up the middle, but had the ball battled from his hands for a fumble. Now, quarterback Dak Prescott quickly dived to cover the ball though, and Dallas scored on a 4th and 4 pass play to Jalen Tolbert for the win. Before that, Dowdle accounted for 21 yards on the 70-yard touchdown drive. He told reporters that getting the ball consistently helped him get better late in the game. That's always been the case for me, Dowdle said. As for games goes along, I think I get stronger, and it was just about finding rhythm. I was feeling good and they kept feeding me. Now, on top of this, the Dallas Cowboys are still celebrating this comeback win, but Dallas called a timeout which allowed Tolbert to catch his breath enough to remain in the game, and Cowboys Pro Bowl offensive lineman Tyler Smith dropped a hilarious quote about Tolbert's injury. Bro, it was miraculous. JT literally sprained his nuts. Sorry guys, sprained his nuts the play before. Smith told reporters on October 7, 2024, "Come back, makes the game winner, unbelievable, extend the play, there's guys playing above the 2.3, dudes emptying the clip, it was great stuff to see." So it definitely is great to see how fantastic Dallas Cowboys were able to really pull it together during this game, especially against a Steelers team, and also not only that, also did come back in the making as well. The third story is that Dak Prescott's persistence and resilience in Cowboys' win over the Steelers. Now, it's a team that often live by the sort of resilience as hammered into their psyches by head coach Mike McCarthy over the past several seasons, and it was again on full display when the Dallas Cowboys took on the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday Night Football. Dak Prescott being a headline story for what the blade on that sword looks like. There was no shortage of adversity at Arisco Stadium, and even Mother Nature herself got involved in testing the players, hurling a torrential storm at game night right before kickoff, and also forcing a 1-hour lightning and rain delay. When things finally got underway, Prescott and Cowboys quickly discovered that there were more challenges that awaited them, and many of them were self-created, from critical penalties to all-pro quarterback himself losing a fumble on a sack and throwing 2 interceptions. But it was also Prescott getting the last laugh before it was all said and done. His go-ahead touchdown to Jalen Tolbert with only 20 seconds left in the contest was, well, as resilient as moment you'll ever see in the NFL, capping a 15-play, 70-yard drive to give the Cowboys a 3-point lead and eventually victory. "Yeah, I mean, we just wanted a chance," said the 3-time Pro Bowler. "Just give us a chance on that 2-minute drive. I personally was pissed about the 2-minute drive before halftime, obviously throwing an interception when we could get points. Easily 3, if not a touchdown. 2 minutes, something I love, so just being able to get back it down for now we needed a touchdown." He went on to describe the fuel behind the calm for what became the 14th fourth quarter comeback and 23rd game-winning drive in his career. On top of this, we had practice a lot, he said. I'd say just as much and not probably more than any other team in the league. So we're all very comfortable when it comes to that situation, and with the plays being called, then getting it down there pretty quick and having some opportunities to strike in the end zone. Whether it was a run on my first one or getting into the half-yard line, there also was Rico Dowdle trying to go over the top of me. They always stress follow the ball, and more than ever, there's a reason why. Using examples of things in practice coming up over and over again. But even that drive had one final challenge for Prescott of the offense. With the Cowboys standing on inside of the 1 yard line with the game on the line, Dowdle, who otherwise had an exceptional game, attempted to dive over the pile but was met by the defender who forced the ball loose. And so there it was.